Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice. So we are honored to be here in the Corvallis Dham under the shelter of Shri Shri Nitai Gaurachandra. We are very glad to be here. This is a presentation of the Vedic Center for Performance Arts. This was started about 10 years ago by His Grace Harivilas Prabhu in Seattle, and then shepherded through the years by several people, Swarup Damodar Prabhu and several others. So what we have done here is, 2 years ago I believe we came here and did a Sudama drama as a part of the Vedic Center for Performing Arts. How many people remember that? Pretty good number. Thank you. So how many yugas are there in the creation? 4. Okay, let the kids answer. How many yugas?
4.
What are they?
Kali Yuga, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga, and Dwapara Yuga.
Dwapara and Kali. Okay. So what we are going to do today is to transport you into Treta Yuga. And who is the incarnation in Treta Yuga? Ramchandra. Okay. So one thing we would like to do is ask all the kids to maintain absolute silence. Some of the dialogues are of very softer nature. So if you talk, you will miss what they are. So please pay close attention to what is being said. And I would encourage everybody to be seated to the extent feasible. Those who are doing service may find it a little difficult. So it is our endeavor to present to you what happened in Treta Yuga, and we hope that we will be able to transport you into Treta Yuga. With that, I will let the artists take over. I would actually like to point one more thing. These artists have worked very, very hard. For the last 1.5 months, they have been practicing. For about a month, they have been practicing until midnight every day. And they have cancelled their schedules, business appointments to make this drama happen. So please be respectful and honor what art form they are presenting. And someday, I hope to see in Corvallis, we will have a branch of the Vedic Center for Performing Arts as well.
You are very dear to me, but I must remind you that you are speaking to your queen about your king. Nonetheless, speak what is on your mind.
Oh, Queen, I do not intend on disrespecting you or the king in any way. So please pardon me if I'm not able to speak the deep feelings in my heart. I can be quiet and not say anything if truths from a maid like me somehow means disrespect to the queen.
Oh, my dear Mantra, I did not mean it like that. Okay, speak whatever is on your mind without any fear.
Oh, most respected queen, can't you see you are being tricked by the king, your own husband? He has deliberately sent your son Bharat away so he can install his favorite son, Queen Kaushalya's son, Ram, on the throne.
What are you talking about, Mantra? Ram? Ram is like my own son. Tell me, what mother in this whole kingdom of Ayodhya doesn't think Ram to be your son?
I understand what you are saying, O Queen, but do you think I don't love Ram? Do you think I see him any different than Bharat? Please try to understand what I am saying. Look beyond what your heart tells you. And that's not all. I have a feeling that Ram is envious of Bharat. You don't know, because just like everyone else, you too are blinded by affection towards Ram. But I see these things. Passing over Bharat to choose Ram should be a great insult to you.
What do you see, Mantra? Ram? Ram loves Bharat more than his own life. They are the best of friends.
You may imagine that you are King Dasharath's favorite queen. However, it is Queen Kaushalya who he adores. Don't you feel cheated? You may imagine that you are happy, but it is Kaushalya who will prosper after Ram becomes king. Once Ram, your stepson, becomes king, you will be compelled to become Kaushalya's maidservant, and your son Bharat will be forced to become a slave. And you at most will be just a second-class woman. Dasharath will mistreat you, abuse you, and neglect.
Mantra, enough! Why are you so bent upon poisoning my mind in this way? After all, what will you gain from doing this?
Gain? Not everyone in this world is selfish, my dear queen. What difference does it make to me whether Ram becomes king or Bharat? Will my status change? No. I am a maid today, and I will remain a maid tomorrow. If it makes no difference to me, why should I speak anything but the truth? Think about it, my queen. While the future remains the same for me, it will not remain the same for you. You will suffer, your son will suffer, and that is my only concern. Let me tell you something. Let me make sure no one's listening.
Against the king? Against Ram?
Oh, queen, I'm sorry I spilled my mind. Just forget I said anything. I'll go and get back to work. What difference does it make to me?
Wait, Mantra. Perhaps you're right. But is there anything I can do now?
Yes, my queen. Between today and tomorrow, there is one full night if you are interested in saving your future. Listen carefully, my dear Genge. Do you not remember many years ago when Maharaj Dashrath was engaged in a fierce battle and fell unconscious? You then removed him from the battlefield and saved his life. Out of deep gratitude, Maharaj had offered you 2 boons. However, you said you would ask for them sometime in the future. Now is the time to ask for those boons.
But what do I even ask with these boons?
Do as I say. With the first boon, ask Bharat to be installed as the future king of Ayodhya instead of Ram.
And with the second?
With the second boon, ask Ram to be banished to the forest for 14 years.
Ram? Banished? To the forest? For 14 years in exile? But why?
Do not get softened by affection, my innocent queen. You know, everyone loves Ram. And as long as he is here, everyone will just focus on him. Ram's absence will give Bharat the opportunity to establish his popularity amongst the citizens. Why would a mother hesitate to do the right thing for her own child?
You're right, Mother. Ram must be banished. But how can I approach the king with such requests?
Request? No request, my queen. You aren't begging. You are demanding what is rightfully your son's. You aren't just demanding. The king, your husband, has promised to give you these 2 boons. And you are just using them for the future of your son. What is wrong in that? Listen carefully, my dear Genge. If you don't prepare, cast off your royal ornaments and royal dress, and prepare for sulking chamber blackout. Lie down on the cold floor. When King Dashrath comes, remain silent. If he cares about you even a little bit, he will do everything to pacify you. Do not settle down for anything less than Bharat being installed on the throne. Simply remind him of the 2 benedictions he had promised.